Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
Well, welcome back, everyone, one and all. Where'd you get it go anywhere? So we are continuing our discussion here on News Talk 105.9 WMAL. We are making sense of the news. It is 8:07 in the a.m., a good Friday morning to one and all. I'm Andrew Langer in for Larry O'Connor while he is vacationing. Sitting next to me is Patrice Onwuka. Hello, Patrice.
Happy Friday, Andrew.
Happy Friday to you. That's what I was waiting for. The prompt there. By the way, I tweeted at you a couple of weeks ago. I'm at my auto dealership because I spend a lot of time. My buddy Jerry Rogers, who edits Real Clear Health, Real Clear Policy, Jerry suspects that I live at my auto dealership because I've constantly got cars going in and out of there. This song, Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder, comes on the radio, and I'm like, oh, my God, it must be 8:05 a.m., 8:07 a.m. on WMAL. So I was very, very excited. Listen, we got all kinds of things to talk about on the show today. Yes, I am no longer a Maryland resident, but I'm still very much tied in. Still very much. I was just out in Queen Anne's County. The beginning, actually, was, the beginning of the month. I don't know. It all blurs together. Was just out there. No, it was in October, the end of October. I was in Queen Anne's County, had a lovely time with the Queen Anne's County Republican Party. Still have good friends both serving in the legislature and active in politics. Joining us right now is Delegate Mark Fisher. He is a member of the Maryland Freedom Caucus. He's on X at Fisher for Maryland. And Mark, listen, let's just start here. We had a surplus, and then it was gone. What's going on in Annapolis?
Well, first I have to ask you, you're not a Marylander anymore? What a shocker.
No, I know. Listen, this surprises everybody. But yeah, I made the jump over to the Commonwealth of Virginia a few years back, but still very much tied in. I know it's a closely held secret, but there you go. Yes, but that's that. But still very tied in, as I said.
Do you know I have a colleague who's a Democrat in the legislature, and I've known him for years. And we talked the other day, literally this week, and I have to say this about this guy, is he's the guy, you can always talk to him, right? He always votes for all the bad stuff, votes for all the tax increases, et cetera, et cetera. And he had the presence of mind to tell me that now that he's getting closer to retirement, he and his wife built a house in Florida.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Oh, my God. Right. Well, hold on. This is the point that I made to Patrice before, because you were talking about the no taxes on retirement, and I said if you live where I used to live, on the Eastern Shore, you can just make the jump over the Delaware border, and it's all well and good. So much of Maryland abuts onto other states that do not tax their citizens in quite the same way. But where did the surplus go, Delegate?
So yes. So, of course, as we all know, Maryland has a spending problem. The truth of the matter is that the governor, and just a quick recap, the governor of Maryland, Governor Moore, inherited a $5 billion surplus. He blew through that surplus and then over the course of 3 years increased taxes and fees by a total of $2 billion. I'm sure you're feeling that, Marylanders, oh, by the way. In fact, one of them that is just so ridiculous is car registration fees, which are so high.
Right.
The state offers you payment plans.
Oh man.
And
listen.
And so, go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on, Mark, because listen, when I first made the jump from the Old Dominion to Maryland years ago, we were at the DMV in Lanham, Maryland, and I'm in the car waiting. My wife is trying to register her car, and she calls me. And she says they want to hit us with a $1,400 Maryland road user tax for importing the car from out of state. And I made it be. I was all set to not register the car in Maryland and face the consequences. Then I looked down; she'd already registered. And I'm like, why'd you even call? But this is what we're talking about here, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, see, I always say this to Marylanders: if you're driving the same car year in, year out, it's titled in your name, and you have the same tags, nothing has changed. Why do we have to keep re-registering it? What is the point of that? Yeah. If there isn't a point, and by the way, my favorite complaint from Democrats across the aisle is, well, because we have to pay for the roads and bridges. It's like, dude, we have one of the highest gas taxes in the nation. That is what that does. The registration fees are just a money grab. That's all they are.
Right.
And it's silly that we have to keep paying it. And now they're offering payment plans, which means the state, by definition, has kind of an equity interest in your car because they're making you pay for it again.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
You know, Delegate Fisher, I am a Maryland resident, and I just, my husband just shelled out a ton of money to register our car again, and I think we have to do it again for the other vehicle we use. And it's so frustrating because Maryland is not a blue, Maryland, the voter registration is not 100% blue. There are many conservatives, many Republicans, and I think independent-leaning voters who say, you know what, at least we have one voice in Congress. You know, at least there's a Republican in Congress representing our interest. And of course, you guys, you and your colleagues representing our interest in the state legislature. But the governor wants to eliminate. He wants to turn us into, you know, he's trying to redistrict. And it's ridiculous. Talk to us about this effort and why, as Marylanders, we should be irate enough to speak out against this.
Sure. So Maryland's Republican Party is actually growing. And we should have 2 to 3 Republicans representing us in the United States Congress. And we only have one. And of course, that's because of extreme gerrymandering, as we all know. And there's no better example of why we have gerrymandering other than to say, if you're playing baseball and the coach of the opposite team is also the umpire, well, that's the way it works in Maryland. The majority party draws the districts, they make the rules, and they stack everything, including the redistricting commission, which, by the way, the governor appointed Angela Also Brooks.
Oh, goodness.
Brian Frosch.
Right.
And then, you know, a token Republican from Cumberland. His name's Ray Morris, who's a nice enough man, but he's so needy for his town because, you know, the town is so beaten down. The point is, though, the Democrats want to get rid of Andy Harris. And the reason they want to get rid of Andy Harris is because of the fact that he is outspoken and principled when it comes to fiscal responsibility. Andy Harris is the head of the Freedom Caucus of the United States, and I am proud to say I am a member of the Maryland Freedom Caucus with 6 other colleagues. Right. And we're the people who are actually fighting for the middle class and fighting for the working people, trying to make it more affordable to live in the state of Maryland. So here's my argument, and I've made this to the governor's communications guy, his head communications guy on X, because he said, well, Fisher, you don't pass any bills. So let me ask you something. Here are some of the bills that we put in, and do you think by having more Democrats, we're going to be able to pass these bills? Lowering electricity prices. We have a whole package of bills, the Freedom Caucus. Eliminate retirement income taxes. Eliminate taxes on tips. Eliminate taxes on overtime. I mean, just go down the list. All of these are middle-class initiatives which reward work and allow people to live in the state. And so to your point, with this redistricting commission, do we think that by making Maryland a complete and utter one-party state, that the citizens are going to be better off than they are today or worse off?
Right.
I think that's an easy answer.
And this hearing, this hearing is at 4:00 today. Folks, go and testify. It's actually very easy. One of the great things about Maryland, listen, the legislators may not listen to you on the Democratic side, but nevertheless, it's important to get out there and say something. Where do folks need to go? How early do they need to sign up to testify? What should they bring with them?
They should definitely bring whatever factoids that they have that they think will help them. But the end of the day is that this, and I have to be frank with you, this commission is stacked. It is absolutely stacked, and the fact of the matter is that people are going to the people on the commission are notorious for acting like they're actually listening, but they're really not. And I hate to say that, but this is the way the Democrat Party, they become so arrogant, they don't listen. And look, the state has been downgraded by Moody's, so do you think we need more Democrats? We've lost the Commanders, we've lost Six Flags, we've lost Pimlico, we've lost the FBI headquarters, we've lost the quantum computing hub. I mean, this governor is a train wreck, and he wants to be the president of the United States. Do you really think electing more Democrats in Maryland is going to make your life better? Because it hasn't so far.
Well, I would listen. I would show up at the very least. Show up with the Washington Post opinion piece that says that this move is embarrassing Maryland. Delegate Mark Fisher, how do folks find out more about the good work you're doing?
You can find me on Fisher4, like the number 4 Maryland, Fisher4 Maryland. We'd love to have you follow us on X. We're very active on there and giving you up-to-date stories, like the latest story today where the governor is giving $6 million to a nonprofit in Baltimore where the head of it owes $200,000 in back taxes. So we just posted that this morning.
I just
just
can't
gets
even.
worse and worse. Thank you, Delegate.
Literally, thank you, Delegate. As someone who did regular radio in Maryland, it's like every day it's the same story about corruption and self-dealing. Listen, we'll continue in just a moment.